Welcome to part 3 of Senior Moment with Nurse Linda. We're talking about baby boomers. You may be a baby boomer if, part 2.
Absolutely.
And this is Dr. Charles Campbell. And this is Nurse Linda. If you're a baby boomer, you should be able to remember that from the last time you saw her a minute ago.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Anyway, being a baby boomer is a big deal.
It is. We are a very interesting nation, and we are going to be challenging a lot of businesses and resources within our scope. And by that I mean baby boomers started aging out at 65 in 2011. They're aging, which means turning 65 at a rate of about 8,000 per day, and that's per AARP website.
And that's Social Security collections.
Yes, they are redefining what aging is. We are not aging like our parents or our grandparents did.
Well, they didn't expect to live to be over 65.
Not much beyond that. So when they turned 65 and could retire, they wanted to enjoy their retirement years. So they planned, they traveled, or they sat home and they fixed things up. They took care of the grandkids. They kind of relaxed a little bit. People who are turning 65 now are not sitting still. They're still working, number one.
A, they have to.
Because they have to financially, or because they want to. And that's the other important piece of this. People don't want to sit home. These are people who are out running marathons, exercising, traveling, and climbing Mount Kilimanjaro and Nepal and all over the world. These are active people. They want to stay fit physically. Our medical needs are going to be very different as we age. We are healthier than our parents were as a rule, which means we're going to get older but have different medical problems. There's going to be, as an overall rule, possibly, it's still way to be written, less blood pressure problems, fewer heart problems, because our diet has improved. Our exercise level has improved. That doesn't mean it isn't going to be there or people aren't going to have it, but it's less likely. We may see an increase in things such as cancer or things like that because we're getting older. Where our parents would have passed away before they developed cancer, we're living longer, so that may be an increased risk.
It has to be living a long time has something to do with genes, genetics.
Absolutely.
Because my grandfather lived to be like 99 or 100, something like that. My mother lived to be almost 89 or 98, I can't remember. Everybody seems to live a long time on my side of the family.
And they look at genetics or they look at the way you were brought up. So there's two different things. Were you brought up in a healthy household?
Cooked. I remember my mother's food. There wasn't a fat or lard she didn't like. I mean, when you have pork chops and bacon with your eggs and pancakes for breakfast every morning like my grandmother cooked.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and homemade biscuits?
Yeah.
And gravy?
Yeah, exactly. But that was also a generation then that was more active than our parents were. Because you're talking a generation or two before that now. Then as our parents began to become adults and age, things changed a little bit. They weren't working on the farm. They weren't working as many manual labor jobs. They were sitting behind desks. They were becoming more white collar. They were coming home in the evening and doing activities with the kids, doing Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts. Well, before the parents didn't do that. They didn't have those organizations for the kids. So they became a more sedentary generation. Then the boomers came along, and the boomers said, oh, enough of this, and started to redefine a whole new generation of people and how they're going to age. So boomers may see more things like needing to get joint replacements at an earlier age.
I see that on the news.
Yes.
Hip replacements. In fact, if I have 10 friends, 6 of them have had a knee or a hip replaced, or both.
Because they're more active. If they would have accepted the fact that they were just going to sit and not be as active, it would have been suggested to them by their doctor. You don't get up and move that much. We'll give you medication, keep you comfortable, don't worry about it.
I'm so inactive that I'm likely to be kicked out of the baby boomer society.
We've got to change that.
Yeah.
We've got to change that. The baby boomers are also more likely to be part of the sandwich generation.
They eat sandwiches?
Not quite, but
Okay.
what that means is, as they're beginning to get older, they waited to have their children till they were older. They may still have children at home or in college just starting their lives, and because their parents were starting to learn some of the things, their parents may still be alive. So they may be actually helping their children to get settled and start their lives, but taking care of their parents. So they're in between, where their parents didn't live that long, and they had their children at a younger age. It's just a whole
They have more
different
kids.
set of circumstances. Yes, there were more kids to help out. Our generation is the last large group of people right now that's been born. Anyone that was born as a result of the boomer generation, there tend to be fewer kids. There's going to be a lesser population once we pass along.
My wife's family, she has 5 siblings.
Mm-hmm.
I had 4, total of 5 in the family. Every friend we had always had half-dozen brothers and sisters.
Mm-hmm.
And our son is 36. He has no children yet
Mm-hmm.
that he knows of.
Yeah, that's a good. That's a
He's
good
a
thing.
musician. What are you doing?
But that's the kind of thing that the boomer generation is looking at. The boomer generation also has a lot of discretionary money as a rule. So a lot of people are vying for our dollars and taking advantage of who we are and what we're looking to do. Number one is stay younger physically. So running shoes are built for people of our generation to fit our feet, our needs. Running clothes, climbing gear, all kinds of different things. And people are after our generation to get that, to do that. The other thing is age-related products. All kinds of wonderful skin creams, Botox injections.
Oh, yes.
Who's using those? The boomer generation is really eating that up.
That's interesting.
Yes, to stay young, to hold on to that youth a few more years. I don't buy into that personally, but that's, it's everybody's individual decision to make, but it's the boomers. So the doctors, the pharmaceutical companies are sucking us in and sucking us up for that.
I used to color my hair because my wife didn't want me looking my age, which I've never looked my age. I have no wrinkles. I don't smoke. I don't drink. She won't let me run with wild women, so I'm, But I stopped doing that. It's, if Johnny Carson can let his hair grow white,
Absolutely.
so can I.
Absolutely. The other thing to recognize in the boomer generation, and this really points up something very strong as to how we are redefining aging and how we are refusing to believe we're getting older. 41% of those in the boomer generation do not have a will.
Oh, that's bad.
That is very, very bad. Yes. But they're never going to die.
Yeah.
We're going to live.
I am. I don't know about you. Yeah, you need a will.
Yes.
You need a living trust. I mean, there are a lot of things you can do if you have any assets at all.
And we need to do a whole show just on that.
Oh, yeah. We need, when we go back to our 1-hour schedule,
Mm-hmm.
we get our new TV studio set up,
Yes.
we're going to have guests talking about that.
Mm-hmm.
Because money, right now, the last 4 years have been really bad.
Mm-hmm.
Savings have been depleted, jobs have gone, and hopefully the next 4 years will be better.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully the next 4 years will be better.
I'm not commenting.
All right, don't you hope it's going to be better? I do too. You're listening to Senior Moment with Nurse Linda. The phone number is 803-941-7231. That number again, 803-941-7231. Nurse Linda will be happy to talk to you anytime.
Absolutely.
Because she's just a naturally friendly baby boomer. What can I tell you? Don't call me because I don't want to talk to you. I'm only kidding. Anyway, next week we'll be talking about baby boomers again.
Next week we're actually going to talk about, it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. We're going to talk about breast cancer.
Men can get breast cancer too.
Yes, absolutely.
And when men, if you want to do a breast exam, do it in private. People think you're funny if you do it in public. You were listening to Senior Moment on STR Network, the future of internet radio and TV today